Shalom. Giving all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, along with the bishops and elders who rule and teach the lambs well in these last days. And salutations to the house of David by Ashad Dawadah, the elect. Beginning with 144,000, the men of the Lord from the 12 tribes of Israel, the governing body, the elect men, to include the remainder of that remnant, consisting of men, women, and children, believers, those among Israel, Yasharallah, who have been given this gift of faith and who are clinging to the testimony of the prophets. They too are going to be delivered out of this coming destruction. That's what's coming to America. Total and utter destruction, which will be complements of the intercontinental ballistic missiles and the chariots of the Lord, the ships. Israel and the earth today is you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, to include the speckled bird brothers and sisters, the Israelite foreigners. You are God's, all right, Yahweh's chosen people. You were chosen to be a special people above all people on the face of the earth. And it's time to repent. As the Apostle Paul writes through the Spirit in Romans the 13th chapter, it's high time to awake out of sleep. Because your enemy, all right, Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, beginning with his elites, all right, those Ishis, all right, are getting ready to come down, having great wrath. All right, Revelation chapter 12 and verse 12 could come out every day. And through the Spirit, the men of the Lord, beginning with the elder apostles of Great Millstone on down, are doing just that, bringing that out. But this is actually old news as of, it's the very early morning hours of October the 3rd, 2025, the hopeful year of our deliverance and of Esau's destruction and judgment. You see the headline off of naturalnews.com. HEGSETH tells senior military commanders to prepare for war. Put up on their website yesterday. All right, it's already old news. It's not breaking news no more. Time is definitely being sped up. That's prophecy in itself. These days have to be shortened, otherwise no flesh would be left to save. All right, it's Matthew's the 24th chapter, but we'll get into it. These are just some bullet points of what went down. All right, in Quantico, Virginia, where DJT, all right, Nero called all those generals, all right, for this meeting. Anyway, I'll go through a couple of these, get a few precepts. Lord willing, you'll be edified. Yeah, man, it's that time. We're in a time of war. Let me get that. Getting right to the point. In the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 3, and verse 8, a time to love and a time to hate. See, you don't have, love without hate. To all you Christians out there who thinks that God doesn't hate anyone. Yeah, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai hates, and so do his men. Again, love doesn't exist without hate. All right, moving on. It says a time of war and a time of peace. All right, that's the time we're in right now. Yahweh even said, all right, through his servant Moses, that he's a man of war. Okay? So that's the time we in. Any prophet preaching peace right now, it's clearly out of his fucking mind. Peace ain't coming until the Prince of Peace comes back. All right? And establishes the Prince of Peace, Yahweh Shai. All right? And establishes the kingdom of heaven upon this earth. But right now, it's nothing but war, man. Okay? And again, this devil, all right, called all these generals to Quantico and told them to do what? Prepare for war. That's right out of the scriptures, man. Joel's the 3rd chapter. Anyway, let's get back to it. It says War Secretary Pete Hegseth has issued an urgent order to senior U.S. military commanders: prepare for war. This is that red horse, man. All right, Esau. Okay. Taking peace from this earth, Slakia. That's Revelation the 6th chapter. We'll come back to that. Okay. It says the head of the Department of Defense made this pronouncement during a last-minute meeting Tuesday, September 30th, at Marine Corps Base Quantico, Virginia. This is a quote. It says, "To ensure peace, we must prepare for war." HEGSETH told hundreds of generals and admirals gathered at the base. Continuing on, he said, "From this moment forward, the only mission of the newly restored Department of War is war fighting." See? All right. Let me get war has always been in this man's heart, or mind. A bunch of scriptures are coming to mind. Let me get Revelation 6. All right, so like it's the book of Revelation, the 6th chapter, picking it up in verse 3. "And when he had opened the second seal, I heard the second beast say, 'Come and see.' And there went out another horse that was red," right? Esau, Edom. Okay. Esau, so-called white man, so-called. "And power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth." So the Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is the one who has given this devil his power. All right. And he's about to strip him of it. All right. He's about to be violently removed from that power seat. Okay. But he was given his power, man. All right. Pursuant to the book of Job, the 9th chapter, and the 24th verse. "And power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another. And there was given unto him a great sword." That's Esau's blessing, man. And he's done sharpen that sword up, and he's coming after. He's already been doing it, but he's gonna be like a madman, sparing none. He's coming after you, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians. You are numero uno on this man's hit list. All right. But the elect will be covered during this time, Lord willing. That's us. All right, beginning again with the elder apostles, a great millstone on down, Lord willing, will be covered under the shadow of the Almighty Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, and be protected from this madman. Right? Because without a covering, you're going to be left out here to perish during the time of Jacob's trouble. All right. Continuing on, it says the War Secretary also declared an end to woke policies and a return to what he called the warrior ethos. He framed the charges as critical to national security, emphasizing physical readiness, aggressive deterrence, and unapologetic rejection of progressive initiatives. All right, skipping down, it says historical context loom large in the address. The Department of War title, abandoned in 1947, was revived by Trump last month. A symbolic gesture HEGSETH framed as necessary to project strength amid rising tensions with China. The administration's $1.01 trillion defense budget request for 2026, a 13.4% increase, reflects this posture, with plans to accelerate missile production and streamline arms sales. Right, but Babylon the Great, aka America, is the hammer of the whole earth. All right, spends more money on their military than any other country. It's not even close, man. All right. Hammer of the whole earth, man. Babylon the Great. Jeremiah chapter 15, verse 23, getting right to the point. How is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? All right, how did this happen? How could this happen? You know, how is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? It's going to happen during World War III. Okay. An assembly of great nations is going to destroy this place, man, via thermonuclear missiles. Okay. Thus saith the prophecy. All right. How has Babylon become a desolation among the nations? Right. Well, it's going to become a desolation among the nations again. All right. Through this third world's war or third woe, pursuant to the book of Revelation 11, chapter and the 14th verse. That's how this place is going to become a desolation among the nations. America is clearly the hammer of the whole earth. All right. Again, that red horse taking peace from this place, man. All right. Yeah, this is it, man. You know. And again, this headline is ripped right out of the pages of the book of Joel, the 3rd chapter. You know, where this matter of fact, I'll just go ahead and get that, and then we'll wrap this up. But yeah, man, the red horse is riding through this earth, man. You know, taking peace from it. All right. But all the nations of the earth are preparing for war. Okay. Again, the times we in. All right. Joel chapter 3, verse 9, getting right to the point. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. All right. As in the nations of the earth. The heathen nations outside the 12 tribes of Israel. The Gentiles. You have 2 sets of Gentiles, vocab Malone. You still haven't learned that. You still haven't learned that there's 2 sets of Gentiles in this earth. All right, they're the heathen nations being referred to right here. And then there are people, all right, who are in a Gentile state of mind, all right, through their spiritual practice, man. They're idolaters. That makes them Gentiles. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war. Wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. And that's what's getting ready to happen, man. The nations of the earth are making their way into the valley of Yehoshaphat, the valley of the Lord's judgment, where they're going to be judged, man. All right. So, yeah, just real quick through the spirit. Again, that red horse, man. It was given a great sword. You know, this devil, Esau, was given that sword. Okay. And he's drawing it out, man. All right. We in the time of Jacob's trouble. Okay. And if you're an Israelite and you have not done so, you know, it would be in your best interest to repent and come back to the Lord. Because the shit's about to hit the fan, man, for real. All right, so Lord willing, you was edified by this quick lesson. And with that, I want to say shalom and so on to the next video.